So here we are, a few days away from my spring marathon goal, Newport Marathon, and I thought now, obviously, a couple of days out from the event was a good time to catch up with what's been going on, how the last few weeks of training have been going, and just to let you know what my race plans are for Newport, which aren't exactly as I planned. This training block has been absolutely incredible. There was the half marathon PB, there were runs that really surprised me and gave me a lot of confidence. So the flip side of the coin of when everything is going well and swimmingly and you're doing all these PBs and amazing runs is the risk of injury. So I have been dealing with a niggle the last few weeks, which has meant very little running from me. It's been incredibly frustrating as the block up until then had been really good. But the niggle that I've been dealing with is my posterior tibialis, it's the tendon. It just got a little bit too much. It got too much to keep running on and trying to push through, so I thought maybe just take some time off. Went to see a physio, had some treatment done on it, which was all good. I think the problem is where I had this issue, I was also compensating elsewhere and it ended up in a flare-up of sciatica, so the whole left leg just kind of went to pieces a little bit. But I just felt like I needed to step back from running and trying to push through this niggle. So yeah, the last few weeks have been majority of cross training. I have been cross training so much. I've been hitting the bike, I've been going for bike rides, I've been on the elliptical, I've still been doing the strength. And yeah, it's been a whole concoction of things just to try and keep my fitness ticking over in the last 3 weeks. I have tried the odd run here and there, and it's fine. It was just there was a bit of fallout after the run, so I've just been super sensible with this niggle. The main priority for me has been to get to the start line of this marathon. This marathon means so much on an emotional level. It's the first and probably the only time that my children, my dad is coming to watch. They're all coming to support and cheer me on. So emotionally, this marathon means an awful lot to me. So the cross training has been really good, been mixing up kind of like the aerobic stuff, the easy stuff, replicating sessions, threshold sessions and some harder VO2 max kind of things on the bike. But yeah, just trying to kind of keep a good combination of cross training going in the last 3 weeks. And hopefully that is just enough to keep me ticking over onto marathon day. So with Newport, I've decided to obviously take all of the pressure off. This is just going to be a marathon that I'm going to go and find out a bit more about myself. This training block has been amazing and that will still be there, ready for the next time that I target a marathon or whatever distance it may be. So yeah, it's not gone to waste. This training is all banked. And like I've spoken about before, with these training blocks, you keep stacking them one upon the other, and you start off in a better place each time. And yeah, you can just keep building on that and keep progressing, keep moving forwards, even if race day doesn't exactly go to plan. So yeah, I'm really disappointed with the last few weeks. It's just been incredibly frustrating, but at the same time, just doing what I can, taking all the pressure off and just kind of going for the marathon just because it's kind of like a family thing, and just doing it for completely different reasons than chasing times and goals. That being said, I am still going to race the marathon as hard as I can. Race day plan. Obviously, I haven't been doing very much running in the last few weeks. I've banked a great deal of running before that. The last few weeks has not really been running, so to speak of. So I don't really know how my body is going to handle the distance of the marathon now. I haven't had a chance to go kind of 22-mile long runs or get any more 20-mile runs in. So I've just got to hope that my body holds together. The race plan is to go off at the level of fitness that I think I'm currently at. I have taken into account that I've been cross training the last few weeks, so it's still not the original kind of rough goal that I was going for Newport. It's an adjusted goal, but I think at a level where I think I can hold, so long as my legs hold up. Now here's the thing, whatever pace that I go off at, there is a chance that my body could break down quite early on in the race. It could be later on in the race, but at some point I am expecting my legs to protest. So I'm going to go off at the pace that I think my current fitness levels are at and hang on for dear life. Literally the race is just going to be run as many miles as I can at the pace that I'm going out of. I'm going to be super disciplined. I'm not going to do my usual and go off too fast or anything like that, I'm going to go out at a pace that I know I can hold, so long as my body holds up too. So the cross training has been really good to keep my fitness levels up. It's obviously just whether my body can handle it. I'm also going into this race very aware that I will probably take a bit longer to recover from. And I think that's a really important thing that you've got to weigh up when looking at doing races and events not 100%, is yes, you might be able to get through it, but are you prepared to accept that you might have to have a bit of time off after? And I am. I'm looking forward to kind of a couple of weeks just off, no cross training, no anything, and then just seeing, you know, what happens, whether that calms down the problems in my tendon. I don't know, but you know, that's after the marathon. I'm prepared to hurt a lot after the marathon. I'm prepared to hurt within the marathon. I say I'm prepared to hurt, but I still want my children to see that it's a good thing. I don't want them to see me in pain or whatever. So yeah, you know, I know my limits and I know what I will push to on race day. And if the worst comes to the worst, then I will just back right off, make sure I can finish the distance and do it with a smile on my face, because my family are there supporting me. So yeah, what I'm gonna have on my watch is my mile average, my average lap pace, and that will be it. And it will simply be trying to tick off as many miles as I can at that pace, and then just hang on, show some grit, try and keep all of the positive mentality, because I do think that makes such a difference. It makes a difference now leading up to the race. So I'm remembering all of the good runs, I'm thinking of all the positive things. Yes, of course you can look and say this could go wrong, that could go wrong, but you can't control that. So the only things I can control are my attitude going into it, what I've done with the cross training, the strength training and everything beforehand, and how I'm going to approach race day, keeping my mantras, my why I'm doing this. But yeah, that's race goal. Just run out at the fitness that I think I'm at, and see what the body can handle on race day. Weather-wise, the weather is looking really good, so yeah, that's a positive. Do want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has followed along the journey and the training towards Newport Marathon. I really do appreciate all of your support, and it means the world to me. So thank you for taking the time out of your lives to be part of mine. To everyone else who is racing Newport, Boston, Manchester, Rotterdam, good luck. Good luck. Reflect on all of those amazing runs that you have done in your training cycle. Even if it hasn't gone to plan, there will have been moments in there where you overcame an obstacle, overcame your own self-doubts. Remember those times and take that forward with you into your race. You can absolutely do it. If you are racing this weekend, let me know. I'd love to know what races you are all going to be at. If you're going to be at Newport and you see me out on the course, give me a big smile. Let's smile. Let's do an Elliot and put a smile on our faces. Let's just try and keep it all positive, because that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm really just going to be staying in the moment, being positive as I can. If it's starting to hurt, let's just try a little bit of distraction technique. And yeah, 1 mile at a time, 1 foot in front of the other, just break it down as simply as you can. I have got these massive goals with my Boston qualifying time, of course I have, and it's actually quite difficult in some ways to go into a race knowing that you are not going to get from that race what you originally planned for or you hoped for, but I think it's just as important to show up and do the thing that isn't going to be amazing result or isn't going to be what you planned. Mentally, I think just mentally you have to go through that, and it is part of the process. I talk a lot about being present in the process, enjoying the process. I do talk a lot about it, but the process and progression isn't all up like that. You have to accept that there are ups and downs, and there are different things to learn from different cycles and different paths and different things that you go through whilst you are making your way, you are chipping your way towards something bigger. I don't know what this marathon is going to teach me. It's probably going to teach me an awful lot about grit and staying present, and yeah, just kind of showing up when it's not what you expected it to be. What I do know is that each of these cycles, it does make a difference, and even if you are on a little bit of a down, there'll be a high to follow. Thank you for watching, take care. If you are running this weekend, good luck to you, and I will see you on the flip side of this marathon.